Yes, Kartik.
Okay, hi. You spoke about SEO. When you sign out, then you can get probably a more global sense of what the ranks and all that are. Okay, and now let's say, okay, I'm from Singapore, right? But let's say I want to search for the local SEOs within another for another country. Let's say like Indonesia or Malaysia, just to know that market, the trends in that market, or US, or where, if you can forget US, somewhere else. Okay, how do I do that? Because I seem to be stuck with either Singapore. If I'm signing, I'm either stuck in Singapore, searches, or if I sign out, it's general, and I'm how do I go about that? How do I
That's
specify different locations?
that's a very good question, Kartik. And I think it's a very relevant questions. If you are looking broadly at trends only, right? Like for example, let's give an example, green tea, right? So if you're looking for trends in green tea, there is actually do you know that there is a website called Google Trends?
Yes.
Yeah. So why not let me just show you the demo is easier. Right. So we are talking about Google Trends here. So it's actually trends.google.com. And let's say, for example, what you do is you type, let's say, green tea.
Green tea.
Okay, so for purpose of comparison, I want to know whether green tea and there is such a thing as purple tea though. Okay, so in terms of I want to know whether green tea or purple tea is more popular. As you can see in Singapore, green tea is more popular than purple tea. But what I can do is I can do here. I can change. So if I change worldwide demand, so worldwide is still there. But sometimes what you do is when you change to certain countries, because I know that purple tea comes from the region of Africa. So maybe, oh okay, it's still green tea, but you get what I mean. So if let's say just happened that when I change to Africa, then you realize that purple tea is more popular than green tea. So that's how if you're talking about from a trend perspective, that's how you can look at it. But if you're talking about if you're a company with multiple offices and multiple location, then one of the way is you can use a virtual VPN to connect to the country first. Then you open your Google, and then it will be like as though you are searching from Vietnam or something like that.
Or from so the VPN, that's where it comes in.
Yes, that's where you come in. If you have your company has multiple websites, that each website cater to a different market, then that's how you do it. Because you want to know whether your Vietnam website, how it ranks in Vietnam, right? So that is one way that you can do it, right? But if you're talking about if you want to know just general trends, let's say you want to go into the Asia region, you want to
Like
sell green
market
tea or
research
purple
kind of
tea,
thing.
so market research is Google Trends. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you so much.
no problem.
Thanks. Yeah, by the way, Nick, since we are getting into this Q&A, I think this topic is very useful. So usually we have a sharing followed by a discussion for any topics that people want to talk about training, right? Okay, I think because of the time, I think why don't we just combine this? So anyone who has any questions regarding SEO and all this, we'll use this session to explore this further. All right, so anyone else come? Anyone? Questions?
Can I check?
Bessie, yeah.
Sure. Hi,
Oh,
Bessie.
okay. Hi. I just like you. I'm curious. Does it mean to say that when your search engine is on the top, do you need to pay more money to compare that without paying money, and you can go to the top also?
Okay.
Something I remember. There's some click here, click there, or something like that. You have to pay something like that.
Yes. Good question, Betsy. There are two ways in which you can get to the top of the search engine. One is the faster way. One is the slower way. The faster way is when you pay Google, and every click, you pay, right? So for example, if you are in a property niche, let's say is $7 per click, you pay $7 per click. This is regardless of whether people go to your website and close. So I give you an example. For somebody that is inexperienced, because Google Ads, you can buy your own Google Ads. So what you can do is you can quickly just go and buy Google Ads and then you pay $7 per click. But the problem is your website takes forever to load. So if people have clicked 5 times and they go to your website and they close the browser, you would have paid $35 because $7 per click. And you, as a amateur, you might not even realize what is going on. So the first step for buying Google Ads is, firstly, you have to check your website load speed first and settle that. So that is the first question, which is paying Google directly, and that is the fastest. You pay Google directly, within 1 hour your ads is approved, within 1 hour you are ranked for the particular keyword that you are searching for. Second point is SEO. So SEO, if you are doing your own, then is a lot of effort. So one is using money, one is using effort. So SEO generally, right? So then it comes to the point where how long does SEO take to rank? So generally it takes about 3 months to rank. So what happened is I'm working on the page on this particular keyword. So what happened as a rough timeline, in 2 weeks time, this particular page might start to show up in Google page number 5, right? So one page got 10 results, so that means I'm within 50, page 5 or page 6, so I'm within 50 or 60 results of, let's say, 1 million results. Then after that, what you do is after 1 week, from page 5 it will move to maybe page 4 or page 3. Another 1 more week it might move to page 1, also depending on how competitive your competitor is doing. If you are in an industry like, for example, aluminium grill and all that, where the whole industry itself, a lot of the businesses do not have a website, and if you come out with a website with solid SEO, you can really easily outrank your competitors, right? So it depends on what industry you're in and how competitive your other competitors are doing. So I'll give you an example. Many years back when I went for SEO class by a guru, so in my class we have 40 students, and out of 40 students there are 16 property agents. So you can know that property agent is they learn SEO themselves, right? So it's very competitive if you are you are property agent trying to rank your stuff, right? And that's why SEO, a lot of people misunderstand SEO wrongly. It's just about keywords. It's not about keywords. You need to move further away from there, and you need to ask yourself, what are the keywords that people are searching for that they have the highest tendency to buy? Then you optimize for that. Then your SEO will be effective. Yeah.
Right, great. Anyone? If not, I have a question. By the way, Eugene, do you know that Betsy is in property? You're aware of that, is it?
No, I'm not.
Oh, you know, well, you got special magical power.
But there's a way lah.
All right. Now, first of all, thank you, Eugene. Many of the things that you've listed under the topics that you covered, actually, they are very good. In fact, they are essential for people who are going into business in general. These are very essential things. Now, tonight, I think we are very interested in the particular area that is the SEO itself. And I'm just thinking bits of every training that you can give and all this. I'm hoping there's some quick takeaways. That means people can really, maybe just get some tips, and maybe they cannot implement everything, but at least they know what is going wrong, maybe what is not working now, or what they can do a little bit just to see some results. So what I'm saying is something that can make it useful. So maybe I give an example. Just like you mentioned something that's quite good, like property agent, they won't search for like, I want to find a property agent, in Google search, right? You say Bedok, 4-room flat, etc., and all this. And I think that is true. So something that Betsy, all this, you probably have learned and know before. And however, having said that, it also depends on the vocation, right? Like for example, what you're doing. So if a company is searching for SEO services, they are probably going to search for SEO expert or something like this. So maybe take your case as an example. People who want to search for your service, what do they search for? Maybe you show us. Then what do they type in the Google, and what kind of results do they see? Will you be able to show us in essence what actually goes into it? Yeah.
Sure. I'll share my screen again.
Okay. Yeah.
So again, firstly, whenever you want to check SEO result, is make sure that you are logged out, so that is a non-biased search. So let's say you are searching for SEO coach. You want to learn about SEO and all that. So ignore all this. I've got extra plugins, but right, it's not supposed to be here. So okay. So the search result is like that. 30 million results. I don't buy ads because I have an organic map listing here. And if you see this mobile number, this is my mobile number. Although you put open 24 hours, but please don't call me 24 hours. All right. Yeah. So this is my mobile number here. Example. So these are all ads, right? So ads, because I don't buy ads, so we can ignore all the ads because I don't need to buy ads. And as you scroll down, I have page 1 number 1. This is my blog, imseocoach.com.
Okay, good. Okay, Eugene, so we make it interactive here.
Sure.
So in essence, for your example, like you said, people don't search for property agent, but you can see that it's not the case here because people literally type the word SEO coach because that's what they're looking for, right?
Yeah.
Not like Hougang 3-room flat. So different kind of situation. So in this case, then you capitalize on the key phrase SEO coach and then you
Yes.
work everything around it. Is that what you do?
Yes, in this case, yes, because I have a SEO private coaching, so it depends on what you want to target. Like for example, in this case, I want to target a SEO private coaching. So people who want SEO private coaching, they will search for SEO coach.
Essentially, you are coaching. You're offering coaching services in the topic of SEO,
Yes.
So that means you are not in the business of helping organizations, company to help them optimize their search engine. SEO, SEM, and etc. and all this. You're not doing that service.
I am doing that service as well. I am doing that service also, but in terms of the SEO and also partly about my branding, because I have a YouTube channel. So my YouTube channel, my URL is imseoking.com, and
right.
Yeah, my blog is imseocoach.com.
Okay. Because when I just did a quick Google, for example, SEO services or SEM services, etc., and all these, then the result is different. You see the different kind of results. That's why I'm wondering, in that case, that is also something that you offer. Then how do you actually stand out? And I'm asking this very bluntly, because we are very real here. We are learning because SEO is how do I put it? Right. For example, somebody who speak on humor. Last time we had this case before. All right. So the most difficult part about saying that I'm a humor speaker, I speak about humor, the topic of humor, is that when you speak, nobody is laughing. The thing turned upside down, right?
Yes.
So in this case, you hit the thing also because you're talking about SEO, So people want to know that, okay, I'm a big company, but I want to, or big or small company, but I want my results to come out. If you say you can help me, then I want to see how your results come out. So that's why you have demonstrated to us the SEO coach is coming out, which is very good. All right. And I'm just wondering how you can also allow when people, search for SEO services, SEO consultancy, how will you actually bring that out as well? And that will really be fantastic, to convince people. But anyway, the key is the main bulk of people are trainers here. So that's what I'm trying to ask whether you can help to give a little bit of tips. Okay, Benjamin, you're here, is it? Benjamin, are you around?
I know Ben. Ben is a very established trainer.
Benjamin, are you listening or is somewhere else? Okay, never mind. Benjamin, executive coach. I just Google again just to be sure. Okay, so Benjamin, I know him also. He brand himself as also a communication coach. So if you key in communication coach, Benjamin actually comes out in the Google map itself, the map, the one that you said, right? The map itself that show the address, etc. However, if you go to the websites, you don't see his website coming out. So a quick tip. Therefore, how do you turn things around? How can he appear in the first page? In the website result. That means drive people to the website, not just the directory. Yeah. Can you give some just quick example?
Sure. But before that, I want to address your earlier query about why I'm not ranking for SEO services and SEO
okay.
consultancy and things like that. So I just want to get the records straight here. I am actually doing such services for warm market for people that already know me. I don't do en masse. So that is the reason why I intentionally don't do the SEO for such things. So people engage me because they have interacted with my YouTube. They know me. They know my lives. And then they realize that I teach everything in my life. I don't hold back. But then they realize this is too much for them. Then they come to me for SEO services because they have already encountered me. So in that scenario, I'm not doing mass market SEO. So I have no need to optimize for that area lah. I'm unique in a way, right? Because I just do boutique clients, right? So circling back to the question of like, if let's say your map appears and your website doesn't appears, then what will happen, right? And a very quick tip that is, I'm gonna do off script here, right? And I'm gonna pull out one slide that I am sharing in my exclusively in my masterclass only, but I'm gonna share it here. Just give me a minute. So because I think I really want to add value to it, and it's a very good question that you asked. So the key to having that is, remember earlier we talked about the identifying what is the buying keywords. I think that is the main bulk of it. So this is the bonus for everybody. One of the key things is, after you have identified what is the buying keywords, you structure your website in this thing called the website silo. Basically, this concept of silo, S-I-L-O, is a technical term. So the term of siloing meaning to say that you organize your website into logical blocks of information. How is this seen? Imagine Google walking into a department store and your website is that department store. Is Google seeing that all your ladies dress, ladies shoes, ladies scarf, ladies watch, all organized into ladies department? Or do Google see that your ladies stuff is mixed with men's stuff? Why is this important? Because if you structure your website in a proper silo format, then Google will be able to find the things and quickly figure out what your website is for. Remember, the first time when Google encounter your website is only keywords. Then Google look at the pages, Google look at, oh, this page you're talking about these topics. Then Google start to look at other pages, or this page is linked to this page. Then Google start to understand the contextual relevancy. When Google understand the contextual relevancy, the topical relevancy, the keyword relevancy, then Google looks at how you relate with your competitor, and Google looks at your relevancy. So the part that can hold Google back is not having a proper website silo. Because if you're not having a proper website silo, means Google will stuck at the keyword level, and then Google will find it very difficult to how your page correlate with one another. When Google finds it difficult how your page is correlate with one another, Google will find it very difficult to even move to the next step to compare how you rank with your competitors. And just as a closing, so silo give us an idea of how we can group our structure of website and keywords into keyword relevancy, then after into topical relevancy, and eventually contextual relevancy. And that's where Google find that you are relevant. Google will start compare you with your other competitors, and Google still find that you are relevant. And then this is how you actually structure your site. So imagine I have a power tools business. So my power tool business, I sell 3 types of products: cordless power tool, electric power tools, and gas power tools. And through that, basically, let me do some annotation. So imagine Google managed to discover this is Google. Google managed to discover cordless drills page. Google then realized that your page is talking about cordless drill. Then Google looks further. Oh, this page is under cordless power tools. Then Google will see, oh, cordless planners, cordless hammer. Oh, this whole group of page is under the cordless power tools, right? So Google discover one page first. Now Google discover one whole section. Then Google goes up to your home page. Then Google sees that your home page has cordless power tool, electric power tool, and gas power tool. Now Google looks at the category of electric power tools and Google see electric drill, compressor, and saw. And then Google will say that this group of pages is talking about electric power tools. Then Google will look at the same thing, gas power tool. These are the 3 pages. And Google look at this. So when Google looks at this whole thing, when Google looks and understand this whole thing, all your pages and all your posts together, then Google will realize that you are a power tools website. And you are stronger than your competitor because you are a power tools website. One last tip for everyone. So this is another example that of the SEO that I've done. This is a different example so that you can see. So air compressor Singapore, you want to buy air compressors, you go down, you look at all these things are ads, and then you look down here, the map. Okay, my client is ranked in the map, air compressor Singapore, and also so my client is here, my client is ranked here. So let's look at how this website was able to rank in Google, right? So firstly, Google will look from left to right, top to bottom. So Google will look at first the home page. The home page, Google top look at all these keywords that are related to air compressor, right? Then Google will look at products. Google will realize that all these are actually air compressor and air compressor related products. Then Google look at the services. Oh, you do air compressor installation, repair, you do the compressed air system design. And then you look at industrial application. This tag industrial application is intentionally put there because I realized that my competitors do not have industrial application of air compressor. So I put up this section to make my website more relevant than my competitor. Then of course you have the relevant FAQ. And because of all these things that I optimized, my client was able to rank for air compressor Singapore. Yeah. So I hope that the key thing is the silo portion, which is very important.
Thank you.
Yeah, that is how it actually defines how logical your information is being stored, and so that it makes Google easier to crawl your website. Yeah.
Right. Thanks, Eugene. Thanks for that. I really appreciate that. And Benjamin, whatever Eugene has shared, the silo, I think it's beautiful. He went down all the way to 3 to 4 sections. I did a quick look at the communication coach again and run down. Some of them are institutions and all this. So I just cut them aside. I look at one of the lowest ranking, but first page, redshoe.com.sg. So I went in to verify, which is true. They have different strings. They talk about communication a lot. But the thing I noticed about that is they only went down to second layer. So that means their menu, first level menu, second level menu, that's it. They don't break down the subsection anymore. So which means Eugene, if what you Benjamin, if what Eugene shared is the mantra, all you need to do is you break down to third level and fourth level, then you will supersede them and go to the top already. Yeah. All right. Yeah, Eugene, thanks a lot. I think it also helps that your friends, your client, the website is the URL is air compressor. I mean the name helps also but not all of us can do that. That's why some people call themselves John the coach, John the trainer, Andy the coach, etc. and all this, right? Yeah, it helps to put the name in also.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks. Nick, any more questions? Come. Very useful information. Thank you, Eugene. Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. There's no question over at my side. Just a gentle reminder that our event is from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. on the last Thursdays of every month. So in fact, we have overrun already. So if you have any more questions, we always welcome you to take it to our Telegram group or our Facebook group on our APTS, Facebook group or even Telegram group. Thank you, Benjamin, for your contribution also. So this is Nick. I'd like to wish everyone a great public holiday ahead. And if you wish to have more information of what Eugene had mentioned earlier, do go over to our APTS website or even Telegram groups also. We'll be sharing all the information over there. And this is Nick on behalf of APTS and everyone. Wish you God bless, stay healthy, be happy, enjoy a super long holiday, and stay tuned for more information and the next speaker for May. Good night, goodbye, God bless.
Good night. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Eugene.